Greetings. Thank you for joining us. Okay, this is kind of a different. I might just do conscious channeling in this. So I'm gonna go. I was gonna put this in the the university, the class. I'll go elaborate more onto it. We'll see. But I was actually gonna put it there instead, but I think it should be made public. I'll give you kind of the idea of direction. Now I'm starting at like half an hour earlier than usual, so people aren't used to me being here at this time. Yeah, it should be interesting. So this is Atlantis and Israel, India, genetic engineering, and Saturn. So yeah, I'll just see where this all goes. So first, before we get started, all right, this is avatar.com. Got private sessions. Yeah, the shop here. I'm on, I don't know, second or third. Or no, seventh, I think. Seventh or eighth. Ninth. Same situation here behind this webinar. Actually, the webinar from Saturday will be uploaded tomorrow, as far as I know. Social network, behind the scenes. And university, I was going to put some of this in the university or trying to figure it out. But so I'm going to go into the process of course, in the university class, I'll go and we'll see where that goes. Which is one day at a time. So I'm not sure where this started, or I connected more to Moses recently, and because I did the channeling recently, so I kind of went a little bit further into that of where that would go. Like, well, I don't know, it just where it came on its own, you could say. And what came in was Moses. I take this for everyone. Feels like he was an Atlantean, powerful one. Well, power. You can go by whatever version would put power in, but well, I mean, obviously it was channeling, but I feel like he was fighting other Atlanteans, but they were Jewish, so part of Israel. So a lot, not all, but a lot of Jewish people are Atlantean beings, and also the Persians, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've tried to connect to this in the past, but every time I do, I get blocked. Like, I get nothing. I always figure they're connected to Orion. It just wasn't very clear. But through Moses, connected to Israel. And yeah, it's like an offshoot of Atlanteans. So Atlanteans, of course, were doing a lot of genetic engineering, which goes into the whole India thing. And Saturn, I'm just bringing that in. I might change that to somebody else, but I think Saturn. I felt like Saturn plays a role in some of this. Of course, Saturn is Saturday. It's kind of like you make your cake and eat it or something like that. It's like you put yourselves into this situation, now you get yourself out. So I'm trying to remember everything, but yeah, it was basically. Of course, there are Atlantean energies in Egypt too, of course. But it seems like a lot of it is in Israel. At least the high priest. It's not everybody, but it's a lot. Because, there's a lot of them, the Jewish, they're in, doctors, lawyers, so kind of run everything. Banks, they're they're not just there, they're running it. And even when India, in some forms, it's like that too. Like a lot of Indians, they're doctors. It sounds so cliche, or it's still quite an achievement. But I'll go into the India connection there. But yeah, Atlantis and Israel, it feels like a lot of the Atlantean beings just became more it became, you can call them Zionists, you can call them whatever you want. Either way, they're part of the Jewish people, or that is the Jewish people, however you want to word it. It wasn't very clear, but I always felt the Philistines were part of the Atlantean energy, but that's as far as I ever got. But like I said, through Moses, where I connected to, it's like, wait, is those Atlantean people there? It's like, sure enough, there are, which makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, so we're dealing with Atlantean people. Obviously, they're covering up themselves, and those that are running the religions are high priests of Atlantean, lineage, which goes into India, goes into other places, but India showed up as kind of like a manufactured race. Of course, you can say all of them are manufactured, but it feels like India was manufactured. And that's why I put that image, of the gods, because they had a lot of god energy there, of just like, you could say mutations or whatever you want to call it, or the idea was for them to be, forearms and all that and blue. Maybe that was the ideal race at the time. But it feels like it was very Atlantean energy, because I picked up on the genetic engineering of the Atlanteans. It was harsh. It was pretty ugly. It was just disgusting, actually. I mean, they just didn't care about it. I mean, this is like, realize this is around the later time of it. But the later time, the darker time, went on for a long time. I mean, you can say it didn't go on that forever, but it wasn't like a few hundred years. It feels like it was a lot longer than that. As they downgraded themselves and just got worse and worse. I believe they're part of a lot of the Indian people being developed, at least the early settlers of it, but yeah, when you go back to the Jewish race, I mean, really, when you use your own connection, it makes sense. I mean, the influence is everywhere. It's like I said before, I tried to tap into this. Like, whoa, are they Palladian or they Syrian? It's like nothing came in. It's like there's like this unknown race. It's like, okay, but yeah, through Moses is different. That's all something different there. It's not all those are part of Jewish race, or Jewish, whatever, Israel, etc. If I'm even saying all that wrong, whatever. I don't know my geography, but of course, Jewish is a religion. Anyway, whatever. I'm just walking into that one. But either way, it's still part of the Atlantean race, basically. I mean, I kind of see us all kind of like descendants of it, but that's like the hierarchy, you can say. So, yeah, because they played a big role in genetic engineering, obviously. And always to improve on the human and all that, and Anunnaki finished things up. But of course, Anunnaki is very connected to Israel also. So it all just kind of just piecing everything together. But the Indian race just came out of nowhere, basically. Well, through genetic engineering, like it was just you take one race and put it into another, or it feels like the Atlanteans went to town with that one, which I believe that's what explains some of the gods, genetically altered gods. Just high-powered beings, all that crazy stuff that was going on. So it kind of gives you an idea of what that time was, obviously. Yeah, because I try to tap into some of the stuff. I get blocked like I'm like a bastard on it. And of course, Africa is Palladian. I feel at least there's Syrian there, but there's a lot of Palladian there. But the Persians, with the Africa has a lot of Palladian. Orion. Of course, Orion's a little scattered all over the place. Yeah, it's like the Orions came in, all sophisticated, the world's like a complete mess at that time. At least what I'm feeling here. Humans against Atlanteans, kind of got sick of them, and Atlanteans are just like diabolical, like Nazis, basically. Some of them were, not all of them. Some are very spiritual, still a higher frequency level. It's kind of like now, like you have the United States. It's kind of all there's a positive side, there's a dark side to it. So, and they definitely knew about the United States and all that back then. Well, I mean, a lot of the continents were eventually carved up to where they are today. So, aligned where they need to be for our reality and so forth. So, the Orions came in as just all sophisticated, arrogant, and just, I would say, take over. There's obviously other beings involved, but they sort of just moved in to bring order out of chaos. So, yeah, some of us have lifetimes in those times. Yeah, like the Bible. Some of us have had incarnations there. It's like, wait, we didn't read the Bible, we're in it. And I know I was there, for better or for worse. I wasn't alone, obviously. That's it. Yeah, that's spiritual warfare. That's not just spirituality. That's war. Like the Ten Commandments, with Moses, even with Yeshua. You can say Yeshua's real, he's not, whatever. It's a hologram, whatever you want, whatever version you got out there. But either way, it's the Bible is basically spiritual warfare. Even the Armageddon and all that. It feels like we are in biblical times. Maybe not. We're not seeing the major miracles. Of course, maybe I'm just missing them all. I don't think so. The miracles of the Bible, but I feel like we're going back into that time. I felt it before a long time, but it can be a long time for anything to actually happen. But it does feel like we're in biblical times of where you'll see some, obviously not exactly like the Bible, but some events where it's like this is just anomalies from the spirit realm is working through us to move us to the next stage. Yeah, I feel it right now as I'm talking about it. In the in the Bible, there's a lot of boring parts they kept out. When they say it's like took 10 years, it takes a full 10 years. This isn't like here's day one, now you're 10 years up, just like that. No, a lot of waiting, and that's what we're going through right now. But when things start picking up, like I don't know if it's going to pick up. I don't know anything. But when it does, you'll definitely know it. Yeah, like we're going into a time. I mean, we've had Lotus invasion of Egypt recently. Last couple of years ago, something like that. So I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be like the Bible. But we are. I mean, obviously, I was never into religion. I don't know what the hell the books are. I don't care. I could never remember any of that stuff in Sunday school. Went to Sunday school. I can't remember nothing. Didn't want to go to church. So especially when you live it. Yeah, was never into religion. None of them. Never cared about any of them. I'm not like denouncing them or anything. Obviously, sometimes I do, but because it was like Control Central. But overall, I'm not really, not involved. But I guess when you live it, you see things a little bit differently, especially when they leave a whole bunch of stuff out. So not that I remember what they leave out or the whole details of things. But this is, channeling play a big role in the Bible, basically. People, just laying at home and God's talking to you. It's like it's a message. Noah's there, doing whatever hell he's doing. Builds his ark. If that was real or not, I couldn't tell you. Probably in some form, in some reality, probably. There's always been a flooding on the planet, definitely cataclysms for sure. And India feels, as I connect to it, very genetically engineered. Persia was your hierarchy Atlanteans. Positive or negative, you can take it for whatever you want. It's a little bit of both. But with the Jewish people, also look at that. The chosen ones. Not like that. I'm not going against religion or anything like that. But the chosen ones, what is that? What is that? It's a bunch of freaking nonsense. So you have that, pardon my, no offense, but what the hell is that crap? A bunch of bullshit, basically. Yeah, I mean, so that's the Atlantean race, the chosen ones, and they have this Bible written around them, which makes perfect sense. I just never made that connection ever. I never really I got blocked from it. It wasn't really the time for it. That's the other thing. You can get things right or wrong, but a lot of times you get things wrong, or you're just not. It's not time to see it, or you don't need to get involved with it. Whatever. It all has a purpose. If you're supposed to get it right, you're supposed to get it right. You're not always supposed to get things. It's timing. It's not divine intervention. It's like you can get the answer anytime technically, but is it time for it? It's an astral thing going on. It's like, I'm just going to stay stupid for a while until all this blows over. Well, like we're in now, we're in a time of, we got like someone brain dead running the country basically. So that's a good, that's a good, you got someone brain dead running everything, that wind up doll, kind of a joke of the century. People actually take it seriously, which is pretty funny. So it's a time for bizarreness to kick in. What do you think about it? I mean, it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that things are going to get real. I mean, right now we're living in a time that makes no sense. More than ever before, at least in our modern time. So it makes sense for divine intervention. And I'm even talking about this whole biblical times publicly. And usually I talk about it like privately. If I didn't feel like doing that, I think I've been picking up on the energy recently and just finally feel like saying something about it. So I haven't been holding on for that long. But it feels like we're going into some kind of time. I don't know what the hell it is. I mean, isn't that how it works? You don't know until you get the call. You're just you're staring at the wall for 3 hours a day or 8 hours a day, whatever. And then you get this message from the spirit realms, like, you must go and do this. I mean, but when I got into channel or got me started, I pretty much shut down. It's like, I don't know what to do with any of this stuff. And I got like a visit from the guides, basically. You need to go and do this, professionally. It's like, when I first heard that, you're fucking mind. It's like, okay, whatever you say. And here we are. I didn't jump right into it instantly. So, yeah, you're just sitting around minding your own business and you get a visit, basically. So it doesn't mean you have to be waiting for that visit, but that's how it works. That's how the Bible works, basically. Here's, divine, spirit realm is speaking to us. And it takes you on a turning point of your life. So, yeah, take it or leave it. It doesn't really matter if people believe it or not. I mean, like I said, we have a wind-up dog running the country right now. What the hell does humanity know right now? I mean, really? I mean, actually taking that seriously? So, that tells you what kind of a joke this whole thing is. So, what's to come next is unknown, of course, but I would like to say there's going to be major changes, but I don't know. I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting directed to go anywhere. You never know. Or me or somebody else or whatever. Something. We're all kind of waiting for something to happen, aren't we? So, yeah. Makes sense. I mean, the whole Atlantean thing, running things in secret. I mean, I knew they were doing that somehow. I might have ran into this energy before, but it's like it wasn't really sitting in, or I don't know. I was kind of like being blocked from it. But now it's all kind of, what else is going to unravel? We're going to see more of what else has been engineered here Some of the Mayans were engineered also, either to keep their abilities open or shut them down. A little bit of everything there. Human trafficking, I'm not sure where that's going to go. Possibly we're going to a timeline where you can actually see that. Who knows? I'd be asking too much on that one. But where I'm getting at is like a movement. Not like put out flyers and stuff like that, but actual change of events. Like you're just you get, like I say, you get a message from the spirit realm, which most people either don't believe or you're making it up or whatever nonsense, like whatever. If you get a message from, actual message, not just a channel message, actually you feel like a being that they're talking to you, which was basically what the Bible's littered with throughout it. So, yeah, it's like they feel a presence and you know it's real and you take it seriously. And some people might, if you think it's a manipulation, you're not the right person for it. Let's put it that way. It's not likely that that's the case. Not with something like that. It's like a life-changing, because if you get a message like that and you're here to help change lives and move things to the next level, whatever level that is, it's all the unknown. So, I don't know. It feels like that's the direction we need to go into, of just strange time, but kind of, like I say, biblical, but useful, actual change. But you see like spiritual anomalies happening here. Either aliens are helping or not, whatever it is. But basically you see actually, spiritual events. Like I say, like parting the waters or something like that. Not exactly, but something around those lines. Things are just messing people. just really messing your mind. This stuff they don't make a movie about that. They make movies about destruction. The end of the world, 2012, everything's going to go to hell. Of course they're going to do that. And those are the ones running the show. They want everything to go to hell before they lose control of this place. So it's highly possible for, I don't know, it's hard to say. We just have to see where things go. So the Saturn energy obviously is just say it's good or bad, whatever you want. Is there to help? It's like we built all this. They're seeing us through it. So you don't mess with anybody else's planet. Keep it all here. Yeah, this is definitely a Santa song, but to get to the really root of like why this is all happening, it's just selfish alien beings or spiritual beings, whatever you want to call them, they just do whatever how they want here, obviously, and make everybody else suffer about it. They get what they want, and the rest of us are kind of just going through their crap basically. So, but it's just. The spirit realm, it's all about us in the long run. It's like, do you have the will to make a change? Are you willing to put yourself out there, be ridiculed, whatever? Obviously, it's not for everybody. But, that's a tall order, especially when you're talking about divine beings and all that are here to help. Some people might think it's manipulation, all that. Obviously, like I said, you're not the right person for it. And I guess you can say it can get kind of scary, but whatever. You just know you're protected wherever this thing is going. So, I'm talking like this. I'm not feeling anything right now, but it doesn't mean nothing's going to happen. It's hard to say. We're not doing presidential predictions or anything like that, or Bitcoin predictions. It's a lot. It's like world event prediction, basically, of what I don't know is going to happen. Who knows? It might be 5 years, might be 10 years. Who knows? It's kind of a big deal. A lot of people want change. Doesn't mean the aliens won't. Who knows? I'm talking more of like a spiritual intervention, like a spirit realm. You can say the aliens are helping, but I think this is beyond them. Aliens are powerful, but spirit beings here are a lot more stronger than them. I mean, if you're part of creation, I think you're a little bit more powerful. You got a little bit more to say here. Aliens are just a bunch of neighbors, trying to help us, but there is a higher power that's here. So, not to say that aliens aren't going to be helping us or helping us, of course, but there is a stronger power that's leading us to where we need to go. Obviously, I mean, who knows? Maybe this might be the awakening to the reptilians that are causing all this. Who knows? Like being led to open that realm. Who knows? It's that would be. I mean, there's this hidden alien dimension that's here. For that to be shattered, where we can start seeing them without your third eye. That would be. I'm not sure how that works exactly. We can still be in the third dimension and still see them. I mean, it's a blocked field, obviously in the fourth dimension, but they can tweak it where we can't see them. So I know that we're just the victims in all this. No, we're not the victims. I mean, it might seem like that, but we're getting something out. It's just difficult. You don't make anything, and especially when you don't know what the future holds, because that's kind of the point. It's a lot of it is you don't see the future for our own safety too. Sometimes you can know too much. Well, yeah, it's like it kind of can stop progressing and saying that's kind of weird saying that, but I don't know. It's just basically this next phase that we might be going into. I mean, imagine there are people out there that actually want to do some kind of change, but to actually make things really move to the next level. Not that you're going to be perfect or anybody's perfect in all this. Something has to give eventually, but who knows? Yeah, like I said in the Bible, it's like, I mean, they might get a message about something happening. It might happen 5 years down the line or longer than that. So who knows? It's a lot of waiting for who knows. Yeah, or if anything's going to happen at all. I haven't had like a major message about anything coming or anything like that. I mean, if I'm connected to this whole Atlantis Israel thing, I'm probably not the only one, but for me, I mean, I've actually could feel it, see it, and when you put the pieces together, it all really makes sense. But the India being genetic engineer is like, what the hell is that? It's like, okay, yeah, that's great. What the? Yeah, because I can feel the evil within the Atlanteans. Totally selfish. Just don't give a shit. And these are like elitist groups. Like they'll have some that are in a hierarchy, and everybody else is kind of lower. And the pyramid, I mean, if I put this out there, I put the pyramids is like part of our downfall, or this planet's downfall, because it's physical. They're just the beginning of the end of always higher frequency. And it could go a lot better than it did, but obviously that didn't happen. Yeah, I feel it's similar to the moon. Yeah, I mean the moon and the pyramids are pretty much interlocked in some form. Now, obviously, there's a positive side to it, but obviously there's another side to it. Yeah, the shadow side of it. I would, as I connect to that, I feel like the pyramids are part of this other dimension, this fourth dimension being hidden the way it is. It's involved with it. The moon is involved with it too. Even the sun is being reflected in a way where we can't see these beings. I know it sounds a little bit odd with that, but like I say, who knows? I mean, something's got to give with all this. I don't like using those words, but people want the alien connections, and it's hard to say. Just like I say, wherever things are going to go. I guess we'll find out. I'm not feeling shortly or when or how. I mean, I'm talking about this. Obviously, the spirit realm was fully aware of me talking about it, even if I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, just not to put out false hope or anything like that. But we do need some kind of, I don't know, something that's, change, some kind of major, Yeah, a reset of some kind. Like I said, we have a wind-up dog running the country, and professionals are taking it seriously when the guy's brain is not working half the time, falling asleep during, like, it's like talking to the Prime Minister of Israel just falling asleep during, of course. What is this all leading to? A breakdown of spiritual anomalies and just strangeness. I imagine many are welcoming it, even if they don't know what the hell it is. Like I said, when it happens, you'll know. Whatever the hell it is. I mean, like I said, it's like you're just minding your own business, you're doing your own thing, and you get a message. Like, now's the time. And I don't think it's going to reptilian mess. I don't think they're allowed to do stuff like that. If they are, I'm not seeing it. Well, because you feel like an energy of light comes through. It's not government and all that. They're not that powerful. Yeah. Well, you just go by what you feel on it. Let's put it that way. I haven't seen them do that, but I mean, the messages I've gotten have helped me and help others. Of course, I only happened once. Of course, I had an alien connection where I felt the alien being was talking through another dimension to talk about alien disclosure. Of course, that's gone off really well. Well, he diverted me to talk about the Illuminati, so I'm going to talk about them. They want me to talk about alien disclosure instead. So, of course, it didn't deliver any aliens, but it did lighten up the mood and things like that. So yeah, it's another thing. When you're getting off course, somebody in your spirit team will put you in the right course. Like if you need to move somewhere or do whatever, they will tell you. Yeah, you just know. And it won't be just like an intuition. It'll be like, you'll just know it, like through your whole self. You know that's the right thing to do. So I haven't really, I mean, for doing this and mostly doing this is, I've been directed mostly to do this type of stuff. So, and that's about it. Or moving here, but moving here is kind of like a slow burn. But it did interlock to the right place. So yeah. I go into more of this Thursday. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. I'm not going into super details on all of this, but just let it process. It's enough. Yeah. It's like, do you need to know all the details? I mean, really? I mean, just little nuggets aren't always, and you can use your own intuition to connect to it, what you're feeling from all that. But yeah, but Israel is definitely Atlantean energy, Persia, another part of it, and obviously India. China is not making itself clear. I feel like they're from a foreign land. Well, what I felt from China is a couple of things. One was some of them some agents actually live in the sea. They can't. Maybe it's in another reality somewhere, or maybe it was here. They actually live in the sea. Like, what are we in the sea? Some of the Asians do look kind of froggy or fish-like, and they came to the land and adapted to it, and now they live on the land. It's pretty fascinating, actually. Now that happened here, I'm not sure. I can see it happening here, but obviously I have no proof of that. Well, the other one was Asia came from another version of Earth or another reality. It's like their dimension. Of course, it all sounds nuts. It's like their reality kind of found itself here, kind of like planted itself here, and just started to appear here. Like all of a sudden, we have China out of nowhere, and there it is. Chinese people and everything. Look at it, just showed up. Just beamed themselves here. That's the other connection. I've picked up on that quite a while. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. So there's different ways of looking at it. Yeah, what do they come from another reality that we needed it for? Obviously, some people will see it from different points of view. There's like billions of different points of view, but that's one of them. So, All right. Or we'll just leave it at that. This is, yeah, it's not your normal channeling. It's technically channeling, but not really. It's more, take it for everyone. Sorry, blessings.